This week in Elon Simps. Um, so we have in my opinion, a double lunatic here. So let's see what I found. So here we go, Luke. First one is, I'm sure it is as simple as employees being lazy. So this is a person, we blurred out their name. They have somebody else blurred out their name. They have come up with this hypothetical conversation that says, "Hey, Elon Musk, hey team, we're gonna have to work hard. Twitter employees, what? That's so crazy. I quit." Elon Musk, nice. All my lazy, complacent employees are out of here, and now I can build an absolute powerhouse with the best of the best. Twitter employees who quit. Yeah, I quit my last job because our CEO said we had to work hard. So anyway, I think I'll be a great fit for your organization. And then here's number two. Again, people just keep on coming up with these hypothetical conversations that they think happened between Elon. Uh, Twitter engineer, what is this thing called work? Elon Musk, we pay you $300,000 per year. In exchange, we expect you to write code. Twitter engineer, that's unfair. I thought I was getting paid to do nothing. Elon Musk, not anymore. Twitter engineer, I quit. All right, so it seems like people just have this perception that all the people that no longer work for Twitter anymore just did not care about working. What do you think, Luke? I mean, I don't understand. Like, people have different opinions, and people can float on different sides of the aisle on whether or not they think that Elon Musk is doing a very good job. But I think it's an absolute mischaracterization to say that all the people that don't want to work in the Elon Musk type of work environment are lazy people that don't want to try. Because I think that that's a mischaracterization. I mean, I have known people that have worked at SpaceX. I've known people. I don't know anybody personally that works at Tesla, but I know some people that have worked at SpaceX, and that's not a good work life balance from what I've heard. So I don't blame people for not wanting to work in that environment. And additionally, a lot of these people are leaving because the conditions of their employment have changed, right? So people negotiated their salary based on remote work, and maybe they don't live anywhere in proximity to an office, or there's other benefits that I'm hearing from at least what I'm watching on Twitter is that people's compensation structure is changing based on different things that they no longer have access to. So I have, I mean, and if your hours are you're working go up and your compensation doesn't change, then I have no aspirations against anybody who's leaving that environment. However, I will say that I do think there's a recession coming, so maybe going out on the open job market right now, maybe not the best thing, but I don't know. What do you think? That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I find it very unlikely that all those people would leave Twitter and leave a job, especially if they're paying $300,000 a year. I find it very hard to believe that all of them would leave because there was a sudden expectation that they're actually supposed to start delivering work, right? Or that they're actually supposed to start being productive. I'm sure that if they're being compensated $300,000 a year, that they are already outputting work, right? Like they're already,
Imagine.
yeah. I mean, it's really hard to validate somebody at $300,000 a year. And also, Twitter is uh, profitable. So if you're paying all these people and they're not doing anything, um, like why? Like that's just going to be really bad for overhead if you if you have a bunch of people or you're paying a bunch of people for them to not be doing anything whenever it's pretty much like a completely automated system, right? And they can just, not have anybody working for them and still make the ridiculous amount of money that they are. I think the likelihood of what it is and why people are leaving, I think it's more of a cultural change. And I think, Elon coming in, I think it's just things that they don't line up with as, uh, people and with the previous culture that Twitter had. Um, and I mean, of course, that's, going into a little bit of politics, which we don't want to discuss here. But I think that's probably the biggest reason that people would be leaving Twitter. And
Yeah,
also, I mean,
everything's changed. Yeah, it's just not
yeah,
the same. It's not the same environment to work in. That's down to the culture of the company, which we've talked right a bunch about if you want to work for a company, you want the company to be a cultural fit for you. That's one of
Yeah.
the things we've talked about. So if it's no longer a cultural fit for you, then that's fine to leave. And so I don't understand why
Yeah.
people, all the Elon hive is just so up in arms about it. Like people are just leaving because they don't want to work there anymore. And
Yeah.
the conditions of their employment have changed from the work environment to their compensation structure, in my opinion. So I don't understand all the people that are, I mean, here I am being a little bit of a hypocrite because I definitely put this topic on the podcast because my Elon YouTube videos are getting more views than the other ones. So I'm kind of farming karma myself. But that's what these people are doing. They're farming karma. Okay, I'm just doing it openly and I'm telling everybody I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
I am 100%. This is 100% on the podcast because the Elon content, people watch it. So that's why I'm doing it,
Yeah.
and that is the same reason why these people are doing it. But they're doing it on LinkedIn, and I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like it. That's why I put it here. I don't like it. But I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the other big thing too is that like some of those companies, like take Amazon for example. Like Amazon is a big one that kind of doesn't get discussed unless you know people that work there or you have an opportunity to work there. Um, Amazon has ridiculously high turnover rates, right? I
yeah,
mean, even at the management or the professional level, I know people that I know a guy that works with a friend of mine. He got an offer at Amazon, and it was like a 30 or 40K pay increase, and he's like, "Well, absolutely." I mean, he was already making a lot of money. He was working for one of the big oil and gas companies, and
nice.
so he had the opportunity to jump over to Amazon, and his mindset going into it was, "Okay, I'll work there for 2, 3, 4 years with the understanding that it's not very good with my work life balance. It's not where I want to be for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
But I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to get a lot of experience, and it's something that's going to be a resume builder." And I think, whenever people first started with Twitter, they had the thought that, okay, this is going to be something that I can make a career out of, right? I can
yeah,
be here for 10, 15, 20, 25 years, depending on whenever they came in and started working for Twitter. And now, I'm sure Elon, as you kind of mentioned with SpaceX, it's going to be a little bit of a similar thing, right? Where he's just going to make them like workhorses, and they're just going to be expected to work potentially, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And it's not going to be good for the work life balance. It's like, look, I have kids at home. I have, a wife that I actually want to spend time with and
yeah,
live life. And so it's just not a cultural fit. And I think the big thing that people are hung up on is the fact that these Twitter employees are making a lot of money and they're stepping away from it due to, reason like people can't fathom it, right? Because people are stuck in this world of like, well, I make $80,000 a year. I would do anything for a $220,000 pay increase. But, whenever you're at that point, there's a good chance that even if in a world where you are making $300,000 a year, you could probably step into another role that's going to pay you somewhat similarly, and you'll have that better work life balance. So why? Why
exactly,
would you continue to work
exactly,
yourself to death whenever you have this
exactly.
opportunity somewhere else?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll close with this. Um, Elon, Twitter CEO of Twitter, like it or love it, he's the profit decision maker, right? He owns
Yeah,
profit and loss, so he is as a CEO or whatever role he's appointed himself. But he's majorly influencing profit and loss, so he's making profit and loss decisions for Twitter, the company, and Twitter, the employees they are their own corporations. As employees, you're your own corporation. You are trying to maintain profit and loss for your household. So all of the people, just like Elon Musk, has the ability to do whatever he wants. They have the ability to do whatever they want as well. So
yeah,
Elon Hive, chill out.
yeah.
But anyways, that's what we're all doing is we're all farming karma after Elon because he sells. All right, so I give them 10 out of 10 for LinkedIn Lunatics on LinkedIn. Luke, can you chime in with a score?
I mean, I think it's pretty high up there. I mean, also the fact of it, the truth of the matter is there's a lot of speculation here because they don't have all the details. I mean, they're just hearing, like through the grapevine, it's probably a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh source.
Yeah,
Um, and so it's all been like convoluted and all like out of whack. But they don't have all the details. They don't know like the truth of the matter. So they're just making a very generalized statement, which is inappropriate. So yeah, I would say 9 or 10 because you shouldn't have an opinion on it unless you're directly involved.
Amen. All right. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Engineering Success Podcast. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of your comments create extra reach so that more people can watch the
Arrangements. They
podcast.
heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.